Welcome to Redvee TV's Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season, following St Helens' 28-10 defeat here at Leigh Sports Village this evening against the Leigh Leopards in what can only be described as an absolute omni-shambles of a performance.
You know what, it was a joy to watch a well-coached team who had good shape, good handling skills, thought a little bit outside the box, played at a speed, at a tempo that was right, defended well. It was a joy to watch them.
It was, but Saints have gained clarity. If we can take a massive positive from that game, we now know that we only have to win our last 3 games to be champions. Do you know what? Listen, I'm starting because I should be really angry. I should be as angry as we were after that disgraceful performance at Warrington. And the only reason I'm not is because I've seen tonight everything that we thought we'd see.
We've spoken about it for the past couple of weeks.
Apathy.
Yeah, I think that's the issue though, that you do become a little bit battle hardened to it. That you kind of know what you're going to see, and then you have the kind of the period of the game where they're down to 12, and we start throwing the ball about a bit, finding the gaps for once, and it looks great. They go back to 13 and we revert to type.
Yeah, we didn't score a point against 13 men. At this moment in time, we look absolute rotten to the core on the pitch, and we look rotten to the core off the pitch. It's just not good enough across the board. And then nothing announced yet for next year. And then you've got the likes of Iggy Parsi, who's had 3 carries and made 6 metres all night. And that's when your main prop, Alex Walmsley's gone off for a HIA. How do you expect to win rugby league matches with that sort of statistic?
Yeah, you can't, can you? You can't. You've got the likes of Matty Lees, who's flogging himself for... Did he do 80 tonight? You've got George Delaney, who's flogging himself for big minutes as well. And when you've got players who aren't kind of doing that, no big thumb in the way there.
Sleep mode coming on the phone. I think sleep mode came on about 8:15 watching us.
Yeah, when you've got lads who are absolutely flogging the guts and it's dulling the effectiveness really, and then you've got others who can't maintain that. Again, it's the frustration. It's the frustration that I mentioned last week, or I think I mentioned last week. Who knows? I wish I'd have had as much alcohol as I did last week watching that tonight. It's frustration because you know what's going to happen. You know that you're going to see that same performance. Yet we've tried fixing it up again with a different spine, where you go in Sailor at 1, who I think gets on chiming into the line quite well. Jack Wellsby at 6. I think the more he gets his hands on the ball and the fitter he gets, the better he's going to get. Moses, who I don't think has had a good game tonight, and Johnny, who's come on with a point to prove, at 9.
Johnny spent the entire first 40 minutes warming up,
like just down in front of us,
in front of the fans in the corner, just looked fuming not to be playing.
Yeah, and rightly so, because I think as club captain, he probably feels a weight of responsibility on his shoulders.
If the team's crap, it's not crap because of Johnny. It's just crap full stop.
It's just, yeah, as you say, through everyone there tonight. Everyone's got to take their first share of responsibility tonight on that one.
There was too many just anonymous performances, even from your bigger players. Yeah. There's like, you could ask me to comment on Shane Wright tonight, who's come on and listen. I can't even. Nothing against Shane Wright. It's his first performance. He's coming on loan.
He didn't come on.
Did he not come on? The there you go. That's why I've not noticed him. Okay, then so.
James, all right, Joe.
Okay, so why is you not come? Okay, then. So you've lost Alex Walmsley with an HIA. So why is you not come on then?
Because John Bennison was 18th anyway, and it wasn't a foul act. But you're right.
I'm lost.
Right, our bench was Parsi, Delaney, Bell, and Lomax.
So there you go then.
That's why you didn't see Shane.
That's why I didn't see him. Shane Wright out. Sorry, I thought he was on the bench. I never noticed him.
But you could go through the team and think, what did he actually bring tonight? And you could start naming players like, I don't think Joe Batch had a great game at 13. I don't think it's his position. But I think when James Bell came on, he looked more lively in that position. We've already mentioned Iggy Parsi. I don't think Moses has had a good game tonight. There's far too many.
You've not hit the deck.
What do you mean?
Kyle Phelps.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Listen.
What an embarrassing moment for him, for the club, for the sport.
He might have got touched, but come on.
It didn't necessitate you staying down for 5 minutes.
No.
Surely, listen, we've said players don't get given penalties unless they stay down, but the minute you get up and the game's been stopped and you see it on the screen, you think, maybe I'll just carry on.
Yeah.
And then it leaves you down to 12 when you're 2 meters from the line.
I think as well, with something like that, you find with that, the consistency of play acting throughout the league definitely needs looking at and definitely needs clamping down on. That was an embarrassment tonight from a seasoned professional. Yeah, he might have felt that he's been caught, but we've watched it back. Like you tried watching it on your phone.
I reckon I'd have got up.
I reckon my 15-month-old would have got up, mate. Come on.
Yeah. Sums up the state of this club at the moment. And do you know what? The worst part is we're going to end up going to Leeds now.
Yeah.
Instead of being able to come here or potentially have a home game so we could lose there and end the season there, we've got to travel over the Pennines. And knowing Saints, they'll probably beat Leeds and send us for another week of torture to Hull KR.
And then we'll be put out of our misery, taken out back and put out of our misery.
Or we'll beat Hull KR. Wakefield will somehow... Oh no, because Wakefield will end up at Hull KR.
Yeah,
no, look, we'll beat them. Wakefield will beat Leigh here. Wakefield will then go to Hull KR and win there. We'll beat Wigan, we'll get the grand final, and Wakefield will do us.
Fair play to him after us having their number all year. I feel sorry for Wakefield getting dragged into this. But
I feel sorry for us getting dragged into it. I'll tell you what, us being in the playoffs is a sure sign that there's too many teams in it.
Yeah, and they want to extend it as well. And I think what we're saying here is amplified across the number of fans who've come up to us and chatted up with us tonight and heard their views, mentioned the video we did with Matt Shaw and some of the points that we made on there.
I think Matt Shaw needs to come back on and re-evaluate after watching that.
Absolutely. Well, that's the one thing that I think we don't necessarily see eye to eye on.
I think Paul Rowley, you would show me quotes he'd made on Sky before the game when he basically said Saints are soft, too easy to defend, there's no shape.
Yeah, match the physicality and they've got no shape. And I think, as I say, we've been stopped by so many fans tonight.
I don't think it's hard to match our physicality either.
No, who've just said how far off it we seem to be. And listen, as we said in the pod, and as we said, there are bigger issues, and there are more issues, than just the coaching. Throughout the club, there's more issues because we're coming up to season ticket renewal season. Have you seen anything been put out now for people to start looking at renewing?
Yeah, Kev, if you were going to run a season ticket campaign now, what would you be selling it on? There's 4 months to forget what you've been watching.
Yeah. I'd be trying to buy that, them Men in Black things that make people forget. You're selling it on loyalty, though. That's the only reason that you're going to go
there
back.
You go. It's a Saints Till I Die season ticket campaign because
we're coming up, and the issue is we're coming up against the better clubs. We can put away the dross in the league, and that's what we've done this season. And I'll add, we've put away Leeds a couple of times. Wakefield, who've been better as they've come up, we've put away them 3 times. But when we're coming up against a team like Leigh, it was the same old. I think I saw Moses and Bai do that same bomb half a dozen times in the first half when you're thinking that you're not going to get anything from that.
When you look at that Leigh team on paper, it just looks like some journeyman players together.
Some great players in there, yeah. Good pack.
But quite a lot of journeymen. But very, very well coached, organised, physical. And there's a plan there.
Yeah.
And they do what they do very well. And we're not even competing. We're not even competing.
Yeah, and it's possibly harsh to call some of them journeymen. They've got good experienced pros. And as I said at the start of this, and I hope Leigh fans...
But if you put our Leigh team in Saints jerseys with our coaching staff...
Yeah, you're not going to get that level of performance, are you?
No. So does that tell you the coaching staff aren't good enough? And then if the coaching staff aren't good enough... Right, I'm going to go through it. So Matt Shaw's whole argument was that Paul Whelan should be given another year because it's not all about Paul Whelan's coaching. The players aren't good enough. The whole club's not good enough. That's the defence. Okay. Root and branch. What can you get rid of? You can't get rid of players under contract unless you can find them a club. So they're here.
Yeah.
Your coach is out of contract. Do you give him a new deal?
No, well, as I've been saying since Warrington, I have not seen enough to give him a new deal.
So you have to change what you can change. Anybody at the club who's an employee who you can get rid of, I genuinely think the owners at this point in time need to start looking root and branch, root cause.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just about poor players on the pitch. To get to this point.
Yeah. And that's it. Listen, we're saying this from a decent point of view, where if you say you're fifth in the league, it's not a success for St Helens. That
We've gone backwards from last year.
Yeah, it's not a success. It's not the worst that we could be, because you could fall off a cliff like a Hull have, like a Leeds have. But we're very close to that.
Is this team going to improve next year?
We're very close to that, and that's the worry, that you end up going completely out the picture for a good couple of years. I know sports cyclical, but you've got to at least give yourself a puncher's chance, and I don't
It's
think we're
cyclical,
doing that.
but you should have watched what's happened to Leeds, and you could see. Well, not only can you see it coming, we're not even sleepwalking into it. We're giving you deals to poor players.
Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest frustrations.
I'd rather just not waste the money, even if there's no one else available. Just play kids, save your money till get what you're wanting. It's just.
I think that's a massive thing. Bringing the right players in. We mentioned it after Wigan. We mentioned it again. Hang on. We've mentioned it again. Somebody's told you off for keep interrupting.
I'm not asked.
But we're bringing in. We said it last week. Tristan Saylor. Think he's a great kid. Think he's got a great attitude. But he's not the player we needed. I'm not sure Josh Drinkwater was that Matt was saying as well.
Do we sign players based on what we need, or do we just ring round and go, have you got anyone free?
Yeah, is there anyone available?
Is it like playing Football Manager where you just do a search for any players within like a 5 to 10 million range and just all on a free, get them in?
How long have you got left on your contract? 1 year, you'll do.
And the thing is, we're going that far off a cliff, and as Matt said, there's other teams who've got money. If Saints aren't the most attractive place to come to, there's absolutely nothing on the pitch to make you come watch Saints, and there's nothing off the pitch to make you come watch Saints.
Well, we said that on the way here. How much was it for a ticket? And we know friends who said 30 quid a ticket.
So we've got friends who were coming tonight, or they said to come for a couple of weeks ago they were coming tonight, and we spoke to them today and said, are you there later? And the response was, no, it's 30 quid a ticket, I'm not paying to watch that, because we'll be there back in a couple of weeks anyway. Well, we're not, we're going to Leeds now instead. But every game on the TV, why would you turn up to watch that? And every fan I've spoken to on the ground tonight, I said they're angry because they've paid the money to come and watch what they know was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
was it a question there, or was it just no? You're just biting your tongue? But this is the problem, and that will seep into home games as well. That's the issue. It'll seep into home games.
I'm telling them now, season ticket sales are going to be massively down. We're already in a financial mess. They are digging a very, very deep hole here.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't disagree with any of that, Dave.
Wait, you're going to wave if you're in the background? Hi.
Well, that's one of the three of us happy.
Well, don't forget to subscribe. If anybody wants to bring a friend to the match next week, you can bring a friend to Saints. I think it's £5 a ticket if you want to swell the crowd for what should be. We'll hammer the cast next week.
Oh, we will. Oh, we'll do what we do to the Dross. I'd imagine that we'll put a decent score on them, and it'll look good. But we're then going to go into the playoffs against teams who are.
What do you do next week now? Do you play full team or do you rest everyone and
I think you just keep on going with the full team. I think you do. It doesn't matter. Just keep going with the full team, because if that's going to be the spine for the rest of the season, you can't change that spine again. You cannot keep changing that spine and hope for things to start clicking. You've got to play that spine.
Does that mean Lomax stays on the bench?
Yeah. I think he can.
I don't agree. I think he should. I think Lomax should play.
I think he can feel hard done to, but I almost think that Wellens has painted himself into a corner now that he needs to decide on.
But if you're Johnny Lomax, are you knocking on the door on Monday and going, why am I sat watching that?
Yeah, and rightly so, and say I should be coming on at 7. The argument then is, have you got the kicking game?
Was it bizarre putting Lomax on at 9 and leaving Moses at 7?
No, because how many times have I said Moses is one of the slowest dummy half players I've ever seen. And as I say, I think Johnny can feel hard done to, but I think if Wellens is going to stick to a spine, he's got to make that choice. You can't keep switching it every single week. You can't keep doing it. And I know people will say, no, Lomax should be in. I think Lomax has had a better game than him by today, but he's had a better game at 9, not at 7. I think
We've done 15 minutes in and not even discussed the game.
No, and we don't need to.
Because that first half was just disgusting.
Dreadful.
Absolutely nothing to say about our plums. Offered absolutely nothing. We were lucky to only go in 12 down.
Yeah.
Obviously, a Poppy gets a yellow. They were talking on the TV about it. Was it harsh? Well, I just thought it was what Delaney got the other week.
You know what? Yeah. Again,
yellow.
we've tried watching it back. I think at the time we said yellow. There were some people around us claiming for a red. Never going to happen.
To be fair, I think they drunk what you'd had last week.
Never going to happen. I thought yellow at the time. Listen, we'll watch it back and we'll see if we.
Were we a little harsh on Leigh's second try? Did Percy get a bit of a shove? Missed.
Again, trying
we're
to watch
clutching
it
at
back,
straws.
We are clutching at straws. There was an angle which possibly showed it. I've not seen it back though. I think the fact that Percy was straight up and going for it. I think Percy is one of the honest players. He might have felt it, but was it enough?
But the thing is, he's off balance and he's hit the deck, and then the man's come inside and gone where he would have been defended. So maybe a little bit harsh. I thought that when we were 12-10 down, I thought that ball went forward before Jack Hughes touched it down in the air, or if it.
I don't think there was enough to overturn it. I think
take them 2 tries away. We're still in the game. We were robbed. Robbed, I tell you.
Can I share your little bit of wisdom at 10-12 when he said, "Yeah, we need to get in front now." Brilliant. Thanks for that. Thanks for stating the blinding obvious.
As good as the stat which tells you that Everton have never lost a game when Jordan Pickford's kept a clean sheet.
Oh, we need to get in front. Correct.
Thank God I've got football this weekend. Do you know what? I missed the days when I was only booing at Everton.
Oh, I've not even got the football to look forward to this weekend. We play Liverpool. Well, it's just a grim weekend all round, isn't it?
Only 2 games to go.
Yeah. But if anyone can point to positives that make them think that we will go deep into the playoffs, please put them in the comments, please. But there's nothing in our performances to say that that's going to happen.
I am of the opinion now, anybody at that club who can be got rid of is removed.
Okay.
Because you may as well clean house while you can and start again. Because I don't see a way that any of that gets better.
Yeah.
We're miles off.
Can we put that sleep mode back on again?
We were talking to Mr. Howell coming out, and I don't mind an opinion. Like after number 22 in the squad, he says we've pretty much got nothing. There's no one good. The squad players on the outside of the first 22 aren't first team players.
Yeah,
not good enough. I'd argue that there's plenty in the first 22 who aren't good enough as well.
Yeah. And doesn't Harry Robertson wear 26, so that's an outlier there. But
I know what he means on numbers.
Yeah.
But
no, that's fair.
But again, this goes back to recruitment, and
how many teams do? How many teams go seriously deep?
Yeah, but but it's all right if you're going to go deep and you're going deep with young players who are filling your squad up. But we've give contracts.
Yeah.
We've
give some stinking contracts out.
T. Ritson and Conrad Harrell. They haven't made an appearance between them. What?
Yeah. And listen,
it's not as if they were performing and we've given them a deal and it's just gone wrong.
As much as
and Parsley's going to be in the same boat.
As much as I hated the vitriol that Ben Davies got, he could go in that boat because he wasn't getting game time. So why have you given him a contract if he's not getting game time? John Bennison's barely featured really, or it feels like he hasn't. He's not really featured since. Did he come on at Leeds, or was it Magic that was the last?
Was it Magic when he got?
Yeah. And you think, again, why are you handing these out? Is it to bulk the squad? Because if it's to bulk the squad, they're not getting game times. You're not being able to take your frontline players out for a week when you should be winning against the likes of Salford, against the likes of Castleford, against the likes of Huddersfield, Catalan this year, to give them a rest and put your squad players in. We've just not done that. flogging the same old people week after week. The likes of Matty Lees doing 80 minutes, the likes of George Delaney having to do 50, 60 minutes. And then you get people coming on for plodding around for 10, 15 minutes, taking a couple of carries and then going off. Now, is that completely down to the player, or is it down to the fact that we've not conditioned him well enough? Another question to ask. I'm hacked off with it now. I'm hacked off with it. As a member of this club, I am hacked off with it, because what incentive do I have?
Do you know the thing is, it's the radio silence from anyone. Like, who is the coach of St Helens Rugby League Club next season?
Yeah, we don't know.
What's the basis of? And it's all right, all this. We'll sit down when the time's right. Well, the time was right 3 months ago to be deciding this. Who's the coach?
Yeah.
If you're a player in Australia interested in coming to Saints, as Matt Shaw said, who are you signing for?
Yeah.
Do you want to play under this coaching staff? And I'll say coaching staff because Lee Breeze is coming in as this big attack in mind. Are you seeing anything in attack to see that what he's doing?
I'm not seeing anything.
But then again, is that just the players are poor?
Yeah. I think you can do this vicious circle round and round and round again, can't you?
Everyone's not good enough.
Yeah. Can we have the thumbnail of this? Grandpa Simpson just shouted at a cloud, because I feel like that's what we've done. And I feel with good reason, but I feel like that's just what we've done. And it's almost cathartic. It's almost like a counselling session, that it gets it off your chest.
I feel
Until next week.
Well, you can come on your own next week.
I'm on my own.
Yeah, I'm not here next week, and I wasn't here next week whether it was a game we needed to win or not. I'm just got better things to do.
Well, I think that also comes down to the fact that Super League can't plan its last round of fixtures and give people notice. Yeah.
No, the worst part is we genuinely. I could without apart from the score, we could have filmed this last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing we've said here that we couldn't have said last night.
Correct. Absolutely.
And I always get the feeling we're going to have exactly the same conversation after Leeds, except we'll be celebrating that it's the last episode of the year. Well,
it
last
will be
fan
the
reaction.
last. Yeah.
Last fan reaction anyway. We are definitely doing individual player gradings this year.
Okay.
That's going to be some fun watch.
That's okay, because I'll just use everything. I will aggregate everything that I've done for All Out Rugby League this season, and I will score it off that.
Okay. I'll score everybody by letters. We'll start with D's and we'll finish with F's.
Well, I can do that. I can change it to that. We'll mark them on a sliding scale. Anyway, now GCSEs are 9s down to 1, so that's probably more apt anyway. Can we go home?
Yes.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next week.